Hello everyone, my name is Foxina. No, actually, it's MJ. I'm the artist and the animator behind this channel, and the Instagram, and the DeviantArt, and the Tumblr, and the Kofi. Which, yes, I have a Kofi now, link in the description. This video is obviously going to be a bit different from my normal format, as I'm sure you can already tell. I wanted to talk about what I plan to do with this channel, and the type of content I'm making moving forward. And this time I'm actually going to commit to it instead of giving up making any content for like a month. So, first things first, I want to make sure I have a clear goal for this channel. I'm obviously going to keep making animations and speed paints. Problem is, animations take a long time, especially for me, and so do drawings. I spend anywhere from 5 to 14 hours on any given drawing. This one in particular took 19 and a half hours to complete, 14 of which was done in one sitting, which, by the way, I absolutely do not recommend. I think I pulled a tendon or something. So, I'm going to be making more short-form content, like rough-ish animatics and stuff like that. I might even start a Minecraft series, but that's kind of far off in the future because I can't afford a capture card for my Xbox, and I don't feel like editing a video that long on an iPad Pro. I'm currently working on a DreamSMP animatic and the Peppermint animation meme, so that's fun. As for commentary speed paints like this, I might make more of these, who knows. God knows this will be a pain to edit. Next, I want to talk about content in regards to my various other social medias like my Instagram. Anyone who follows me there may or may not have noticed I've been doing a few renovations. My Instagram account is a professional account now. I've started putting my link tree in descriptions, which leads to all my various and expansive social medias, including my new Kofi. That, and I've gotten back into Amino, specifically the furry Amino. I stopped using it in 2019 in favor of focusing on my Instagram. However, after realizing that the coin system they have could be really beneficial, I'm planning to start using Amino and Kofi together to finally do commissions like I've always wanted to. I'm going to be doing bust commissions for $10 each or for 200 Amino coins, so that reference sheet is going to be released on my Amino along with this video. I want to actually talk about the artwork itself for a little bit. So this one in particular, I wanted to do it because I don't actually have any references for all of my characters. I have one for Foxina and I have one for Chocolate, but those two are the only ones I have like a definite finished design for. All of my OCs are anywhere from 7 to 4 years old, and with that they've changed quite a bit. I've posted about them in various places like my pixel art account and my Instagram as base drawings. Anybody who's followed me for a really long time may or may not recall them. But the problem is, their designs were garish and disgusting. I'm not even kidding. They were neon clothes, and they just did not look appealing. So this was meant to be like a redesign, kind of. I've had these designs for them in my head for a long time. I've drawn them traditionally without color, but I haven't, made a full color palette for any of them or had one where they're all together so you can see them in scale. So this drawing wasn't just meant to showcase all of them, it was also meant to be a tool for me, so I could draw them and finally get their color palettes into my drawing program so I could use them without having to color pick every single time I decided to try and draw them. This drawing was also a pretty big challenge for me. I've never drawn this many characters in one, piece before. That, and I've also never drawn this many characters interacting with each other. I tried to make it interesting by showing that they're all doing their own thing and having little conversations, like it's a photo shoot and they can't sit still. I really tried to make the characters look dynamic while still having them stand still so you can see the design and see all the colors. And it was really difficult. I'm not joking, that was really hard for me. But it was a challenge that was well accepted, and I think I handled it really well, and the drawing itself came out pretty good. So, I kind of want to ramble on about Foxina's backstory and the lore around her. You might notice the two huge characters in the background. They're meant to be Foxina's parents. I don't think I've ever talked about her origin on my Instagram or my YouTube, but I do know that I've talked about it on my DeviantArt in Foxina's reference sheet. But even then, it's still kind of vague and outdated, and I tell it more like it's a story and not like I'm explaining it. So, the story is that of something similar to Hercules, a character of divine origin thrown into a universe that she doesn't understand. That, and with no memory of her previous life. Her two parents in the background are gods, the brown one being Forest, the god of nature, her father, and the purple one being the goddess of the stars, the goddess of celestial matter, the goddess of life itself, Starfall, her mother. You might also notice that they look similar to ghosts. They're transparent, you can see through them, and none of the other characters seem to acknowledge their presence. And that's because they are ghosts. Foxina's parents both died when she was very young, probably around the age of 3 to maybe 5. They were both killed in an attack by Azazel, the grey wolf character that Foxina is snarling at. However, they weren't the only ones who were killed in this attack. Foxina's entire home, everyone she knew, her entire way of life was destroyed by this monster. She was cast out and she was forced to live on her own and fend for herself. Luckily for her, because she was the descendant of two gods, she was slightly more able than any other toddler. However, that didn't leave her without trauma, memory loss, and a missing eye. Most of her story revolves around her trying to fit into the new, modern, and non-godlike world she's been thrown into. She meets Chocolate, who was an orphan child of the village that she happened to settle by, and they become close friends. However, it isn't long after that Azazel decides to seek revenge on the Foxina. She isn't quite sure why this grey beast decides to wreak havoc on her life even further. She just knows that she is dangerous. And as I hinted towards in my hot milk animation meme, Foxina is possessed by the magic of Azazel and she is forced to kill her only friend. After this, overtaken by guilt, she decides to run into the unknown to forge a new path for herself and get away from the trauma that her original house and home now holds for her. Sometime after this, she's eventually discovered by Jackson, who takes pity on her, seeing her as homeless, and decides to let her live with him. After a while, they begin to date and they fall in love, and that's basically where her story ends, and I'm still working on writing it. I guess if you wanted to be meta, that's where she is in the present day. She's living with Jackson in the city, away from all of her past mistakes and trauma. At least that's what she thinks. I've had this story since I was 11. I love it so much. I've been working on it for years, literal years, and while it's significantly better than the original story I had, where Foxina is just an overpowered god and basically nothing happens, it still needs tweaking, and I hope that as this channel goes on, I can write it to be better and you guys will like it as it, evolves, I guess. But with that, I'm pretty sure that's all I have for you in this video. Feel free to watch the rest of the speed paint, I'm sure there's still quite a bit of time left. And don't forget to check out my other social medias I have in the description. And hey, if you're so inclined, buy me a coffee on Kofi. Bye!
So distant when you're home, always hanging by your phone. Do I even know you? I get paranoid sometimes, 'cause I know that you ain't mine, and I'm lost without you. Used to be the one I talk to when I'm sad. Can't you see no tainted love is all we have? Our issues run so deep, now when I try to sleep I feel so bad. I should leave, and by the time it's done I'll be distant when you're home, always hanging by your phone. Do I even know you? And I get paranoid sometimes, 'cause I know that you ain't mine, and I'm lost without you. Used to be the one I talk to when I'm sad. Can't you see no tainted love is all we have? Our issues run so deep, now when I try to sleep I feel so bad. I should